Thank you and welcome. Thank you for listening to my speech today, and I hope that you get something out of this because it is not also very important, but it is crucial to life. It has been nearly 6 years ago, the day that Samantha Giles and Suzanne McDade lost their life. They were murdered by Suzanne's estranged husband. Their lives ended Friday, October 14th, 2005, around 6 o'clock that evening. It still feels like yesterday when the news hit my ears. My parents had known Suzanne before I was born, and my dad and Samantha's dad were childhood best friends. Samantha, my sister, and I grew up together. Sam was a beautiful young girl who had a lot of love to give. Suzanne was a hard-working woman and a mother of two. Samantha's parents divorced shortly after that. Suzanne and Brian Dwayne Brookins were married. That was the beginning of the end. Almost immediately after Suzanne and Dwayne were murdered, the violence started. Dwayne hit Suzanne. She pressed charges and he went to jail. Like so many victims, Suzanne believed Dwayne when he said he was sorry and he'd never do it again. She thought since he was sorry, she should give him another chance. Although Dwayne never hit Suzanne again, he did use grabbing and verbal abuse to control Suzanne and Samantha. Suzanne tried to make excuses and help Dwayne. She thought she could change him. The grabbing and verbal abuse continued until Suzanne finally acknowledged she was in a domestic violence relationship. During the course of their marriage, Dwayne was in and out of jail for theft. The last time he was arrested, Suzanne aided the police in his arrest. It was at this point that Suzanne feared for her life. She and the children left the house the day he was arrested. Unfortunately, because the judge knew Dwayne's mother, he was released on bond. 5 days later, Suzanne and Samantha lost their life, leaving behind a 9-year-old brother and son to grow up with no sister or mother. Although Suzanne and Samantha were direct victims, family, friends, classmates, and many others who knew them were touched by their lives were also victims. Domestic violence should not happen to anyone. No one wants it to happen. Everyone wants the perfect relationship. But the cold hard fact is, it does happen. Many really do not know what constitutes domestic violence. It is a major social problem facing our society. At some point in your life, you will be touched by domestic violence. It could be a friend, family member, co-worker, church member, teacher, anyone. Domestic violence is behavior used by a partner in a relationship to control the other. It can take many forms and can happen all the time or once in a while. It can be criminal and physical assault, sexual abuse, and stalking. Although some forms such as emotional and psychological abuse are not considered criminal behavior, they are forms of abuse and often lead to criminal violence. Anyone can be a victim. It is a personal tragedy for those who feel its devastating effects. Violence does not discriminate. Victims are any age, sex, race, culture, religion, education, employment, or marital status. Both men and women can be abused. Statistics show that most victims are women. Unfortunately, children can also be victims of the violence. They may not be physically harmed, but they will certainly be emotionally harmed. Who are the abusers? How do we spot abusers? It can be hard to spot an abuser. There is no typical abuser. There are many different theories as to what causes an individual to become an abuser. These include personality traits and mental characteristics. You must also consider family structure, stress, and social learning. They can and may appear friendly and loving to their partner and family. An abuser is often only abusive behind closed doors. They also hide the abuse, or at least try to, by causing injuries that can be hidden and do not need a doctor. Abuse is intent. It is not an accident. It does not happen because someone was stressed out, drinking, or using drugs. Abuse is and always will be an intentional act that one uses in a relationship to control. Abusers have learned to abuse so they can get what they want. Abusers often have low self-esteem. They won't take responsibility for their actions. They're even known to blame the victim for causing the violence. What is abuse? An individual who has been abused does not see themselves as a victim. Also, abusers do not see themselves as being abusive. The violence is about an individual using a behavior to control another individual. Safety. What are your safe options? If you're a victim, you need to have a safety plan, such as packing a bag of cash, change, documents such as birth certificates, marriage license, anything, copies of bank statements, pay stubs, and tax returns, clothing, car keys, and a cell phone. Develop an escape route, such as through a window or a door. Make sure the children know the route. Keep important phone numbers with you and have a place to go. Take the children with you. If you do not, you could lose custody and the children could become a direct abuse victim. I have a chart that is called a violence wheel. It is a way of looking at the behaviors abusers use to get and keep control. Battering is a choice. It is used to gain power and control over another person. Physical abuse is only one part of a system of abusive behaviors. This chart uses the wheel to show the relationship of physical abuse to other forms of abuse. Each part shows a way to control or gain power. You want to look at it. I also have facts on domestic violence. One out of 4 women will experience violence by an intimate partner sometime during their life. Women between the age of 16 to 24 are the most targeted to be victimized by an intimate partner. 1 in 5 victims with physical injuries seek medical treatment. 1 in 5. Of the ones who are victimized, 85% are women and 15% are men. 74% women and 26% men are murdered by their intimate partner. Reports from the FBI show that between 1976 and 1996, domestic violence took more than 4 women's lives each day. Only about half of domestic violence incidents are reported to the police. When victimized, 10% of men are assaulted by another man, 2% of women are assaulted by another woman, 1,500 women are murdered each year by their husbands or boyfriends. According to the FBI, per year, 2 million men beat their partners. There is help. There are safe houses, safe shelters. A women's shelter is a place of refuge and support for women escaping a violent situation, even if it is only temporary. Women who enter these homes have been given the ability to leave a violent situation. These havens are a vulnerable tool for women who have been attacked and have limited financial options. It is not fair. No woman should have to leave because of what the abuser has done. But sometimes leaving is the only way she will be safe. These shelters are private. The abuser will not be able to find the victim. They are completely safe. They are here to help women and their children get back on their feet. These havens help the women get jobs, provide insurance, dental care, food, and mainly a place to sleep away from the abuser. Every safe house has a hotline women can call, anonymous, for help. Safe havens are located in just about every city throughout the United States. Once a woman acknowledges she is a victim, of domestic violence. A choice for a new and happy life is only a phone call away. Domestic violence is a well-kept secret, a secret that must be told. Adults and children need to be educated to the signs of an abuser and what they can do to stop the abuse. One way is to support Stan's Voice, which is a program that was created after the murder of Samantha Giles' Suzanne McDade. Domestic violence. There is no excuse for abuse. Thank you.